Hello everybody, welcome back to Jared Opens a Box here on Jared Takes the L, and I have another great episode for you guys here today because we are taking a look at one of the more recent waves of the Pokemon Funko Pop line. I say one of because honestly I'm a little behind when it comes to the Pokemon Pops. I think there's been two other waves that have released since this one, but it's really hard to stay on top of it because they are constantly releasing new ones for Pokemon. But this wave's honestly really cool. I was looking forward to a couple of these characters being made, so I'm really excited to be reviewing these ones today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first one that we have today is another one of the starter Pokemon from which one was this one? Scarlet and Violet, I think. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet. We did Sprigatito, I think in the last Pokemon Pop video, so now we have Quaxly, who is the Water-type starter for that game. He is Pop Games number 1012, of course part of the Pokemon line. The box does show the water symbol in the back for the water types. And don't worry, for all of you Fire-type fans, Fuecoco is coming a little bit sooner rather than later, so you won't have to worry too much about that. But yes, let's go ahead and open this one up. Alright, so here is Quaxly, and honestly this one came out looking really, really cool. I mean, it was kind of another one of the simple designs for Funko to make here. I think they pretty much nailed it. They have the little beak here, which is cute. They gave him this, whatever you would call this. It looks like hair. I know it's not, but that's what it looks like. And it has like this little tuft here of a feather or whatever that is up there. They gave him the blue feet. Rest of it pretty much just a white duck. But, you know, it's still cool nonetheless. I think Funko did a good job with it. It would have been kind of hard to screw up this design because, again, it is a lot more simple than some of the other ones. So I think they did a really good job with this one. And again, another starter Pokemon for the collection for all of us who have the starter Pokemon Pops. It's kind of weird how they skipped a lot of them, and then they are going back to some of them. It's weird. I don't know why they did that, but nonetheless, at least they did the Scarlet and Violet ones. So, at least I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's Scarlet and Violet, right? I could be, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's what it was. Anyways, our next one, this one's really cool and also kind of funny, and you'll see why here in just a second. We have Mimikyu. So, very interesting design. I've always thought Mimikyu had a very, very unique design for a Pokemon. This is Pop Games number 1013, and then there's the box. I think he's a ghost type, I'm pretty sure. That's what the box is kind of telling me, which would make a lot of sense. He definitely has a lot of supernatural capabilities. You know, in Smash Ultimate, his ability in that game is literally to, like, reach out and grab the characters and, I don't even know, like, absorb their energy or whatever the heck he does. I don't know, but I've always thought he has a very interesting design, and we'll see why here in a minute, because this is honestly pretty funny. So when you look at this, at this figure, you would think, okay, that the eyes would be here. But this is actually just part of the design, like it's mimicking Pikachu, because it does look a lot like Pikachu, just based on the face and the ears. The actual eyes are right here. And normally, like when you look at Mimikyu, the eyes don't look like this. This is obviously Funko's eyes, you know, the design here. So it looks kind of goofy with Funko's eyes, but nonetheless, they tried. You know, they tried, and it's really funny, honestly. And it has the tail, of course, also mimicking Pikachu's tail. The actual design of Mimikyu, like what the character looks like underneath this disguise or whatever, I don't think it's ever actually been revealed. So as far as we know, this is the only like official design Mimikyu's ever had. But yeah, just really goofy. Like seriously, go look up a picture of Mimikyu, and you'll see the eyes are actually like on the body, and then the rest of it, or I guess that I don't even know how you would describe it. And then this fake Pikachu thing is all just part of its mimicking abilities, which I think is really, really funny. They even have like a little bit of a blush like the little red cheeks that Pikachu has. It looks like it was scribbled on there. So that is so funny to me. I love that design. They honestly, everything else they absolutely nailed. I just think the Funko eyes, like I said, they just look a little goofy. But I think, you know, they tried, and that's all that matters. I still think they got the design down pretty good. So that's awesome. And then that brings us to our final one for today. This one is really, really cool. Now, technically, we have had a pop of this character before, but this is a different version, I guess, different form of this particular Pokemon. We have Alolan Raichu. So, yeah, like I said, Raichu, we did have a pop of him a couple of years, probably back in like 2020, 2021, something like that. So we did have a pop of him before. And I think I reviewed that actually on the channel. Would have been in the early years of Jared Opens a Box. But this is the Alolan version of Raichu that was introduced in the Alolan games. Which one was that? Was that one Sword and Shield, I think? Gosh, there's so many of them. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm messing it up. I'm trying. My knowledge of the games isn't exactly as strong as the characters sometimes. But this is Pop Games 1011. I guess I went out of order again. I thought I was going in the right order, but I guess not. But there's that. Of course, electric type, as are all of the Pikachu evolutions. So Mimikyu has actually no relation whatsoever to Pikachu. Just likes to mimic him, I guess. Alright, so this one's really, really cool. So here is Alolan Raichu. This one, I love the design of this one. I've always liked it. When I saw it, you know, in the games, and it's in Smash Ultimate as well, just like Mimikyu as one of the Pokeball Pokemon. And this one's really cool. The ears are, of course, I feel like they're bigger than Raichu's normal ears. They're kind of like these yellow, almost puffy design to them. And then it also has the yellow cheeks here as opposed, or actually, I'm trying to think of Raichu's normal design compared to this one. I know they're not yellow normally. And he also has like a darker orange coloration to him, whereas I think it's more of a lighter orange, the normal version. He has a little bit of white down here as well. And then this thing that he's standing on is actually his tail. So it stretches all the way down, and then that actually allows Raichu to glide on it, which I think that's really cool. They do, of course, have a base here as well, since he is flying. So that's definitely cool. Mine's a little wobbly, so I gotta be kind of careful with that. Don't want this one to break off. But honestly, I think they absolutely nailed this design. I think this looks really cool and incredibly accurate. Honestly, they're all really accurate. I don't think any of these look bad by any means. I mean, I know I made the joke about Mimikyu, but truthfully, that's about as good as it was going to get for a Funko Pop. Because it's like, it's required for them to have, you know, these eyes or whatever in order for, that's just how it is. But nonetheless, I think they absolutely nailed all three of these Pokemon Pops. I don't know, I give them all 10 out of 10, I guess. They're completely accurate. They're very, very well detailed. I just think they did a really good job with these, no doubt. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these. Let me know which of these is your favorite. We have, of course, Quaxly. Oh, I just dropped one of them. Mimikyu and Alolan Raichu. So let me know down below, guys, which one of these is your favorite. And I'm sure we'll have more Pokemon coming very, very soon. But before we get to that, next week we're going to be hopping over to a different one of the video games that we review here on Jared Opens a Box. We're going back to Sonic the Hedgehog in what has to be one of the more unique lines that we have seen this year so far. So I'm really, really excited about that one. It makes a lot of sense, so I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.